morning. Welcome back to Off-Grid Island Life in Alaska. We're going to do a project today on our Honda 150s VTEC motors here. These motors are on our landing craft. This motor right here has been having trouble with not pumping water properly, overheated a couple of times, so we've been trying to figure out what was wrong with it. I pulled off the thermostats yesterday and checked those, and those were fine, so we're going to reinstall those today. But the main project for today is to pull this lower unit off from this point down, drop that out. There's a shaft that goes up into the motor here, and on that shaft is the water pump. So what we're going to do today is we're going to pull that water pump off and at least check it out, make sure that it's okay, and replace the impellers in that water pump. So that's our project. There's 7 bolts on this thing. There's 3 on each side of it, and they're 14 millimeters. And then there's this one right here that goes through the trim tab. And there's actually one right back up in here that needs to come loose. So get these all loosened up here. There. It wasn't so hard to get out, now was it? So, what we're going to do today, this right here is the water pump. We're going to pull that off of there and put new impellers in it and see if we can get this thing to working better. Also, this right here is your reverse switch, so we don't want to mess with that. We don't want to get that. It's in neutral right now, and that's the way it has to go back in there. So we're going to put some grease on a lot of this stuff, and but we don't want to mess that up any. Okay, welcome back here. I took a little break here and got some grease, some marine grease, and the kit for the impeller comes with the impeller and a couple of gaskets and a little keyway that's inside here that's mounted on this shaft. So first of all, we're going to take this cover off. See if we can break this loose from the gasket here. Kind of what's important is there we go, is the impeller in there is stationed a certain way. We want to get that impeller back in there right. So what I need to do is scratch up my motor there. That don't make any sense, goofball. There, that won't scratch it up. There it comes. You don't want to hit it too hard, you just want to break it loose a little bit. Here, it's got a keyway in there. This right here is the hose. The hose from the upper end fits down in there to pump the water up into the engine. Some pins in it to line it up right, so those pins are kind of holding it in right now, it feels like. There it is. Okay. here's that little keeper that is in there, so we'll make sure that we put a new keeper in it. Right there is the water pump. Looks kind of messed up to me. Doesn't look like it's riding right in there to me. So that could be part of the problem. Doggone thing's not riding properly in there. So we're going to take that out, put the next one on, and put this cover back on. We're going to take this little plate off. Next is this little plate. We're going to get this off. It's got a couple of pins holding it. There it is. Come off easier than I thought. Alright. You gotta look at this, make sure our fins go the right way. I just keep double checking this. But it just doesn't look quite right to me. You can see one of the fins over here is completely mangled. So hopefully that's our water temperature problem. This little guy was kind of dirty, so it took me a little bit of time to clean him up. These pumps kits come in two different kinds. This pump kit I got comes in, it's just the cheap one, the $50, $58 kit. The new kit, or the bigger kit, comes with a new housing and a new plate. And from the looks of this plate, probably next time I replace this, I'm going to get the bigger kit. This has got a couple little scratches on it that I'm not real fond of, so we'll probably replace all this on the next time that I do this. So next, we're going to get a little bit of grease and put on around here to put that gasket on. Just get this gasket on there. Of course I got it on upside down. These little pins have to go in the right spot there. Next is this little plate. Here's our little keeper that goes right yonder. And get this on the right way. Let that little keeper go right there. Needs to go down just a hair more. There we go. Alright. Now this also has a little O-ring in it that we're going to take out and replace. This inside here looks pretty good. There's no cracks in the case. So we'll just get this little O-ring out. There we go. grease up that little new O-ring a little bit before I put it on. There we go. Well, the trick to getting this little guy on there right, getting that impellers in there right, is we're going to get this down on there, and then we're going to rotate this shaft clockwise to get that to form into this housing here. So we're going to get here, and we're going to push down and rotate supposedly. There we go. All right. Some of these bolts here. You have a metal pipe that comes down that'll slide into there. So I'm going to put a little grease on that. I'm going to put a little grease on this reverse switch here. And I'm going to grease up all these bolts so that they're ready to go. Alright, we're going to put a little grease on that switch. Reverse switch, just so it slides on there. Alright. Put a little grease inside of this little guy. Grease on that. You really grease up this spline here so that it slides in there. Stool over here. There, one more time. There it is. Alright, I'm going to finish up putting these other bolts in off camera because you don't need to watch me put in some bolts. That's kind of a booger to get in by hand. So anyway, not a bad project for the day, and we'll test it here in the next few days to make sure it's working all right. But appreciate you watching. Hope you learned something. And this is Off-Grid Island Life in Alaska. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like it, and subscribe. We'd appreciate that too. So have a good afternoon, and we'll see you on the next video.